Okay, people, this is a stark and harsh reality of the Boruto Naruto Next Generation's anime. Because one of the things that I always hear about the Boruto anime is, yo, it does so well, it doesn't matter, they're going to keep on doing everything that we don't like. We don't want to see these extended fillers that are just bad and have poor animation. But again, the argument has always been, no, it makes too much money. And while it does make a lot of money, because we got to be clear, there's TV Tokyo, there's the publishers, there's a lot of people that eat off of these IP. The anime itself isn't a high charter. It doesn't rank all that high. In fact, it only managed to crack the top charts one freaking time. This is a harsh and stark truth about the Boruto anime. As a franchise, it makes a lot of money for whatever reason, whether it be because of the video games. I have a theory that they are masking and disguising that a lot of that money is actually coming from Naruto and just translating over to Boruto, but you can't really differentiate, right? Because at the end of the day, Naruto fans see something in Boruto, there's a higher probability that they might grab something just because I love Naruto so much, whatever. Oh my god, there's a sticker of Hokage Naruto with Boruto. I'm going to go buy that. There's a card game with Hokage Naruto inside of Boruto. I'm going to buy that. So I think that definitely contributes to a lot of the money that is made. But again, the TV anime itself isn't a high ranker. And we got a little bit of info courtesy of Organic Dinosaur that gives a stark and harsh reality of where Boruto is at as an anime, its characters' popularity, and just in general what's going on. FYI, Kawaki ranking at number 23, 52 points in the best male character category for the 44th Anime Grand Prix is significant. The annual ballot mail-in postcard system for Animage is very well regarded because it is less subject to vote manipulation. 1 vote per magazine purchase. IIRC eligible nominations are from the previous fiscal year for any broadcasting. For reference, Levi Ackerman was number 21 with 57 points, while Satoru Gojo was number 3 with 142 points. So to put it into perspective, Kawaki ranked at number 23 with 52 points. Satoru Gojo did 142 points. So there's a massive difference in the popularity there. And while that's great news in terms of like, it actually charted as a, they got a character to chart in one of these things, which in the grand scheme of things, how big is that? Like, hey, Kawaki's a popular character. We all know that. He's the badass that people like. He's a lot of the reason people are keeping up to date with Boruto. This right here is going to shock you. Also to note about the Boruto anime, the only episode that's achieved a top weekly national ranking thus far was during the time slip arc. Episode number 131, The Power of the Kyuubi. When Boruto and Sasuke went back to OG Naruto and we saw little Naruto, Jiraiya, the village, all of that jazz. Like those episodes, coincidentally, OG Naruto, were the only ones that managed to have a top weekly national ranking. And it had an average household rating of 1.6% in the Kanto region, in the 10th place for the week of, and I remember this, I believe I even reported on this. It was October 28th through November 3rd of 2019, if I'm not mistaken. And that's not good at all. Only one episode and 200 and however many, what we at, like 250 now or something? We're crazy amounts in. And only one episode managed to rank, and that was a 1.6%. And 1.6%, I'm going to tell you right now, is not great at all. To put it into perspective, One Piece on average, I usually see it at like a 4.0, 4.5. Sometimes it goes up to 6 and stuff like that. I've seen it at 7 and 8. So in all of these episodes, even despite, the Momoshiki, the Ishiki versus Naruto and Sasuke, the Boro episode, none of that managed to crack the top 10. It was only when it went back to Naruto, which is why I constantly say, and I understand Boruto fans' frustrations. I'm a Boruto fan that is frustrated. I like Boruto. Like, you can't disregard that because I have criticisms that I am a Boruto fan. They're eventually going to inevitably have to go back to Naruto. Majority of Boruto's success, while yes, there's a lot of elements that are great about it, like 2020's manga, Boruto was just one of the best manga for me, period. 2021, the anime dominated and showed the world, Boruto is capable of some shit, but that doesn't negate the fact that the only episode that actually aired top 10, the only episode that grabbed Japan's attention for that week was going back to OG Naruto. And that's not good at all, considering we're a long runner and long runners are a dying breed. I'm going to call it that eventually. Either they're going to have to go more Naruto-centric, more Naruto-focused, or the time skip is going to have to go in a whole different direction, because how long can they sustain? Like, if the franchise is making money, that's one thing. If the studios that are airing it aren't getting great ratings for this, how long can that really last? How long can it sustain itself, not even cracking top 10, despite that they got to crank out an episode every week? And I guess we got to wait and see. But as it stands right now, Boruto anime in 200 plus episodes. Again, I don't even know where we're at right now. I lost track after we passed Naruto's 220. So it's not doing great at all. This is not good. Kawaki is popular, great. Gojo is 3 times popular. And I'm not saying this to shit on Boruto. I'm saying that this right here is the reality of the popularity of the Boruto anime. Accept it. Attack on Titan fans, massive news and probably a little bit of spoiler stuff, but it's a word from the creator of Attack on Titan, Hajime Isayama, in particular naming something. Well, no, actually it's not spoilers. This already was showcased in the anime, if I'm not mistaken. Something massive for the Attack on Titan series that was surprisingly overlooked within the manga, because towards the end of Attack on Titan, there is a giant new Titan, so to speak, that went nameless. It never got named in the manga. A lot of people were just like, hey, that's that ultimate form thingy majig. Well, apparently they finally named it, and it's not the greatest name in the world. In fact, I'm starting to look at the Japanese like, yo, dog, between Toriyama naming Piccolo's new form in Dragon Ball Super Superhero Piccolo Orange and Beast Gohan, what are y'all doing? I get it that y'all trying to make these names as simple as possible so that way anybody could just, oh, that's that, but Jesus Christ, Hajime Isayama. Attack on Titan's creator gives Eren's final Titan form an official name. The original creator behind Attack on Titan has finally explained that there's actually a real name for Eren Yeager's final Titan transformation in the series. While the series is currently hard at work with the third and presumably final part of the 3rd and 4th season of the anime, the original manga series wrapped up its run quite some time ago. It's led fans to wonder about whether or not the end of the series works and whether or not the anime will adapt it as is. But those are also far from the only questions fans have had about the series when it ended. With Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2 gearing up for its next Blu-ray and DVD home media release overseas, so they basically revealed this as like a promotional tool. Gotcha. The official Twitter account for the series has revealed some slick new art of Eren's new transformation that fans see at the end of Part 2's episodes. This form was actually never given an official name within the context of the original manga, and thus series creator Hajime Isayama has provided the name of this new form to the anime staff. As fans might have guessed, this Eren form has been dubbed the Final Titan. Wow. Hey, the Final Titan. No shit, Sherlock. It is the final freaking Titan. Like, yo, the Japanese, the mangaka in particular, I don't know if it's the publishing companies that are saying, yo, make this shit as easy as a 3-year-old can know it and an 83-year-old can know it, or what the hell is going on? Because, dog, like, the Final Titan, I mean, hey, it works. It's not a bad name per se, but it's just like, you couldn't come up with anything else. Mystical Titan or Titan of the End, like Final Titan. Okay. I know it's not the biggest thing in the world, but I find it to be quite hilarious that the Final Titan is the Final Titan. Yeah, thanks, Isayama. But also in Attack on Titan related news, Attack on Titan anime fans, you've got a little bit something here, because recently with the release of the latest Blu-ray DVD, it might be the final one of the last batch of episodes, they came with a lot of changes. There's a lot of scenes that were updated. Usually they improve the visuals and whatnot of the home video releases for anime. So like if you've ever seen a Dragon Ball Super Episode 5, for example, they actually updated that terrible look of Goku while he was fighting Beerus, and it looked a lot better on Blu-ray. Well, they did the same thing with Attack on Titan, and with it came a couple of comments, in particular from Mappa Studios, which they finally addressed something big in terms of the change from Studio Wit to Studio Mappa. It says here, Hiroshi Seko, screenwriter on Attack on Titan at the Mappa panel in Japan Expo 2022. I feel that this change between Wit and Mappa is good, since it also represents the change in work. So essentially what fans have mostly said for the most part, because Attack on Titan changed damn near dramatically, I would argue, it's like a whole different series after season 3, it kind of fit to change the studios. The art style changed a little bit, got a little more serious and grittier. Not that the previous art style was not serious, but the kind of character models got a little bit sharper, a little bit more darker in color and stuff like that. I definitely think, I agree. I definitely agree with what dude is saying. Like, it actually benefits that, hey, series changed as a whole moving forward. yeah, this should also change and reflect in the art. And also, they just updated a lot of visuals, even some stuff like flashbacks from the previous one. They went in and kind of tweaked it. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm not mad at it. It looks pretty dope. But also, it's very interesting the relationship between Studio Wit and Studio Mappa, because haven't they lost like 2 titles to them now? If Spy Family goes to them, all hope is lost. Thankfully, they got Cloverwork holding them down and having their back. But geez, like Wit, hold it together. I swear to God. Ranking of Kings, dog. Don't play with me. Ranking of Kings, we better get that season 2, and Studio Wit better hold it together. I don't know what's happening over there. Whatever advertisers, whatever sponsors. If I had the money, I'm not even gonna lie, I would 100% go over there and be like, what's good? I got the bread. I just want to be a silent partner. I just want to help out. That's it. Like, I could be a silent partner. We'll get money in the back end. I will promote the fuck out of that on my ForneverWorld and ForneverNews channel. I'm just saying, let's make it happen. Now, I'm not 100% sure on the validity of this one. I'm pretty sure, but not 100% sure. So take this as rumor for the time being. But allegedly, in case you don't know, Solo Leveling, we reported on it recently that Solo Leveling has officially been confirmed to be getting an anime. They put out a little PV teaser. Didn't have any animation. It was just like, hey, Solo Leveling anime is coming and is going to be produced by, if I'm not mistaken, A1 Pictures, which is great. A1 Pictures does great work or whatnot. But this one right here, if this is indeed true, is very alarming. Because according to this, it says, Solo Leveling anime will change the MC's nationality. According to this, it says, Solo Leveling's MC, Song Jing-woo, will be from Japan, and he will have a different name. So essentially, they're doing what the West used to do when they would license stuff from Japan over here, and we would go from like Usagi to Serena and all of that jazz. And I mean, there was even certain points where they were damn near changing shit like Krillin to Bob and stuff. Like, yo, they were wildin', and it seems to be the case over there. Now, I'm not exactly sure, and I don't really want to get into the, you know, ins and outs of the history between, you know, Korea and Japan and all that jazz, but I'd imagine there's some sensitivity to that as well. But I think more so, it's not really my place to say how people should feel. I'm asking anybody out there that is either located in Korea or from Korea or just in general from that culture in particular, or even from the Japanese side of things, anybody that knows a Japanese friend or you're a Japanese native, how is the climate for that one? How do you guys feel about it in terms of the big change? For me, I see it as what used to happen coming again from Japan to the West when they would localize things and change shit so that way it could kind of be a little bit more palatable to audiences that aren't familiar with that, or maybe it's a little bit darker, or it's just vastly different. I feel like the reason they're doing that is, well, just like what they did over here in America. But maybe I'm off on that. Maybe there's more to the story. And either way, I'm not necessarily fond of it. I don't like that idea. I don't understand, considering, you know, the internet is vast and wide. Anybody has access to it. What would be the reason of changing things? Because if there's anything culturally relevant to Korea or whatnot in there, aside from names, then they're probably going to have to change a lot of things too. Like, are all the characters going to get name changes? Or it's just going to be him? Are all the characters are going to be from Japan? Is the setting going to, like, how far are we going to go with this? So it's definitely a slippery slope, and definitely reminds me of the cringiness and how fans used to really freaking hate and be an outrage when they would do this shit for, you know, anime coming to the States. They're now doing it with, yeah, a Korean manhwa. They're bringing that shit over to Japan and doing things like that. And I'd imagine there's probably not going to be much appreciation. I'd imagine people over there, the, you know, day one fans of Solo Leveling are going to be a little bit feeling like rubbed the wrong way. Just in general, like, keep the name. What's the big freaking deal? Maybe relations are a little bit hazy over there. Maybe there's some tension, but I don't know. I just think that that's a big mistake, and eventually down the road, like, and it also makes me look at Solo Leveling as well, like, how much are they going to experiment? Because, like, if you're doing things like this could be an offset for failure. Like, we already had a couple of ones like Tower of God, God of High School. Neither one of them were able to capture the magic and live up to the potential. A lot of people felt, oh, boom, we're about to get the big webtoon takeover, we're about to get the manhwa, you know, takeover with all of those titles. People weren't really fond of them. They were rushed adaptations. God of High School just felt like one big fight. And if they're doing things like this with Solo Leveling, experimenting with changing names and nationalities, how far are we going to go with this? And this could lead to disaster. But we got to wait and see. Either way, supposedly Solo Leveling anime will be changing the MC's nationality and name. I don't like it.